You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. What is the meaning of life? Part 3. In this episode, I want to dig and look deeper into what King Solomon, the teacher, the preacher, the provoker, the philosopher, is really saying, because there are quite a few clues in his discourse in Ecclesiastes 1. So the first observation that we make is that there is nothing new under the sun. And Solomon says what has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, look, this is something new? It was here already long ago. It was here before our time. It's really interesting. You know, when I prepare for sermons or I prepare for podcasts like this, I draw material from lots and lots of people, lots of rock bands, Reader's Digest, movies, etc., etc. But the people that I draw material from also draw material from others before them. And on the list goes. And then the teacher begins with a fundamental question of the ages. And in verse 3 he says, what do people gain from all their labours at which they toil under the sun? I know many people who work and work and work. And many people don't necessarily like their work or their job. Some do, and that's a bonus. That's very good. But many people don't. And I know many who would like to spend more time with their wife and family or with other people in relationships, but they just say to themselves with their self-talk, well, yeah, I've just got to get through this year or this period of time working as hard as I am, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and then it'll come right, and then I can spend more time with the things that really matter. But you know what? It never really happens. And a person gets to the end of their life and they can ask this question, what have I gained? What have I done for all the labours that I've worked, all the toil? This question is unavoidable. It's actually not new, but it's inescapable. It's an unspoken thing often in people's systems. But it will lead a person to despair if they don't have good answers for it. And the answer better be more than I want to be successful and make a lot of money, because somehow that just doesn't cut it. One of the greatest and most influential authors of all time was a Russian by the name of Leo Tolstoy, 1828 to 1910. He wrote novels and short stories, etc. But towards the end of his life, in 1879, Tolstoy penned his Confessions. And by that time he was really doing quite well for himself. He was very famous, highly respected, an intellectual, highly accomplished and influential, very powerful and wealthy. He was also in the inner circles of elite society. He had it all, but then he crashed. He absolutely crashed. He had a meltdown, went into depression, and he talks about what caused it in his Confessions. Listen to this. He said, the question that brought me to the edge of the abyss when I was 50 years old was this: what will come of what I do today and tomorrow? What will come of my entire life? Or expressed differently, why should I live? Why should I wish for or do anything? Or to put it another way, is there any meaning in life that will not be destroyed by my inevitably approaching death? Wow. He says it's possible to live as long as life intoxicates us, but once we are sober, we cannot help seeing that it's all a delusion. But we may say, well, that's Tolstoy. Well, what's your answer? What's my answer to that question of life? And this is what the book of Ecclesiastes is pushing you to think about, because every person needs to think for themselves, as we said. You're probably thinking or saying, well, Ralph, you're being a bit gloomy with this question, but actually I am leading somewhere. So keep listening. God bless you.